What's up, guys? Knowledge of self-determination. So I just watched the video on the Advice Show. I would recommend that you all go to Phil's channel and look at his latest video. With I can't remember the African gentleman's name, but he's a South African politician, and he is basically telling the African people of South Africa, the actual real Africans, not white people who claim African because they were born there, but the actual Africans, black people, that they're tired of white people taking control of their land, and it's time for them to start taking their land back. That's the paraphrased version, and I agree wholeheartedly. See, I was going to do a video about the whole Abel Sanchez shit, you know what I'm saying, real quick, and get my thoughts on, Flim Flam and Abel, but I just thought this was more important. So, the Conference of Berlin, a little bit of history lesson. The Conference of Berlin in the 1800s, I can't remember the exact year, but it's in the 1800s. Basically, white people from European nations, Belgium, the UK, France, Italy, Portugal, In fact, very ironic that Phil put his video out, because I just talked to and had a conversation with a Somali brother the other day, just 2 days ago. In fact, yesterday, and he was talking about the Berlin Conference, where all those European nations that I just named came together to decide how they were going to divide Africa up amongst themselves. And what we see in the 21st century is the realization of that plan to divide Africa amongst themselves, to take the land that wasn't theirs and divide it amongst themselves. Now, white supremacists will tell you that black people are racist for standing up for themselves, that black people are racist for pointing out others' racism. I want Africa to succeed. I want the African nations to succeed. Again, watch Phil's video for more in-depth information on this. There was another African nation, the president, I can't remember the actual, I think it was Kenya. And he basically told the French, we don't need you here. We don't want you. We can fend for ourselves. Get the fuck out, basically. And it's about time that Africa started doing that. All those European nations need to be kicked the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? How, and this is a very good question that was posed. How was it that 10% of the population owns 75% of the fucking land in Africa? Africa is minerally the wealthiest nation on the planet. Africa is making other nations wealthy because of the mineral and ore that is mined in the ground of Africa. It's making other nations wealthy. Imagine how wealthy Africa could be if it was in control. Its people were in control. Black people were in control of the land itself and the mineral that comes out of it. The whole Africa would be like fucking Wakanda and Black Panther. Support Africa. Support their struggle against fucking white supremacy, because it still exists. They're still dealing with colonization over there. And now Asian people are jumping on the ship too. I don't necessarily have anything against Asian people, but they don't stand up and fight for my fucking people. You know what I'm saying? They do for their own. And I'm not knocking them for doing that. But at the same time, you motherfuckers aren't part of the solution. You're part of the problem. They can get the fuck out too. If you want to do honest business, trade, and commerce with Africa, fine. But you're taking advantage of white people's white supremacy savagery. You understand what I'm saying? See, here's the thing. White supremacy says, I can do whatever the fuck I want to you because I'm willing to kill you in order to tell you that I'm right, in order to prove you that I'm right, even though I know I'm wrong. But you can't do the same thing that I do to you, because if you do that shit to me, then that's racism. But if I do it to you, it's because God told me I could. And I'm telling you right now, their religion, Christianity, Christianity is the white man's religion. It's white supremacy's God. You can deny the shit all the fuck you want. All you have to do is study the history, and you will see when black people were first introduced to Christianity. Read Things Fall Apart. Read that book. God, I'm not gonna mangle that brother's name. Achebe, Chinua Achebe. I believe I'm saying his name right. Things Fall Apart. An excellent book. Excellent book. But I support South Africa. I support the African nations standing up. I support the African nations fighting against colonization. I support that. You understand? I support that. Look at this. Think about this. Let's put these things together. See, not only have Europeans colonized Africa and have taken over a lot of the resources, the land and mineral resources in Africa, right? But they are also spreading disease and famine like they do. You guys have to understand something. That is, maybe they didn't realize that's what they were doing when they first colonized the quote unquote Americas. Maybe they didn't realize that they were waging biological war against those individuals. But they have since learned that that is exactly what the fuck they did. They waged biological war against the native population. That was one of the main reasons why the native population was decimated the way that it was. Because of biological and germ warfare. Europeans were filthy savages. They were fucking savages. Barbarians. You understand what I'm saying? They were filthy. They didn't bathe. They didn't cleanse or clean anything. They were fucking savages. And just so you guys can know, when they came over here and the country started to become populated and more European immigrants were coming over here, they were sending their fucking criminals. They were emptying out their prisons and sending their criminals over here. Just a little tidbit on that. So anyway, right now, the Berlin Conference, they decided to divide Africa up and basically, take control over the different regions that they all voted on. Now, we need to support Africa. We need to support everything that the African nations are doing because they are fighting against colonialism. They are fighting against the oppressor who believes that in their own psychotic inferior mind that everything that they do to put themselves on equal footing with us is right. And by equal footing, that means eradicating us off the planet. Think about it. White people are people with European blood, Caucasian blood, even some Asian people, they bred all the African out of them, but you can still trace their roots to Africa. But in any event, they think they just fucking congealed in a gutter and sprung up from the ground like a fucking root. Fuck out of here, man. And I have no respect for anybody who would deny the fact that they are a part of the same lineage that every other human was evolving and migrating out of Africa. I have no respect for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So, we have to support our African brothers and sisters. We have to start to build relationships with them. We have to do these things. We have to help. We have to support them in ridding themselves of the colonialization that has happened to them. Watch Phil's video on the Advise Show Media channel on YouTube. The video just came out. Phil has a lot of good footage and a lot of good videos on his channel. A lot of educational stuff. But that was just a little rundown history lesson on the whole situation with the Berlin Conference, how Africa got into the hands of white people in the first place. And here's the one point that I want to make, and I'll end it on this. White people are at a zero birth rate. That's how I got into the whole Asian thing. White people are at a zero birth rate. Africa has the youngest population on the planet, meaning that we are not at a zero birth rate. Our birth rate is thriving. African people in Africa, they have the youngest population of people. White people are in decline. They're going into Africa, and like I said, germ warfare. They're killing Africans. They're putting them in slavery. Like look at Libya. Slave trade is off and running, but the slave trade has never been completely eradicated. Slave trade exists in South Africa. White supremacists are fucking adopting black kids as sex slaves and shit. Anyway, this video isn't about that. But I'm going to mention it because this is the sick shit that they do. So, Africa has the youngest population on the planet. Their population is at zero population growth. Which to me, I believe means that more of them are dying than actually being born. Right? Their population is not growing. It's at a standstill. Africa's population continues to grow. They have the youngest population on the planet. It only makes sense for the enemy of everything to try and destroy that. The Catholic Church goes into Africa and tells the Africans, oh, AIDS is bad, but condoms are worse. They're an abomination against God. If you're gonna fuck, keep fucking each other and having babies. But don't use condoms. Keep spreading fucking sexually transmitted diseases. And I'm gonna just say this. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're a priest, a minister, African, European, if this is what you are telling people, you should kill yourself. If you're telling people that condoms are worse than AIDS, that condoms go against God, they're an abomination to God, kill yourself. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight like this. Religion isn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all a fucking scam. So disrespecting or telling a priest fuck you, I will not lose any motherfucking sleep. I will lose sleep over a cup of coffee before I lose sleep over telling the priest fuck you. That name and that title means absolutely fucking nothing to me, especially when you put on those claws and you work against your own fucking people. You're a piece of shit. Kill yourself. But anyway, so that's just my little rant on that. It makes sense that they would be trying to decimate the population of Africa with them at a zero population rate. They want to get our numbers down. They want to cull the colored population on the planet. And I'm telling you right now, whether you black, red, green, yellow, purple, Asian, Haitian, you know what I'm saying? Mexican, Guatemalan, if you are a non-Caucasian person, you're next, motherfucker. They get rid of us off the planet.